Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around the Plug. Today we are really excited to have Christian back on the show to talk about his recently launched Harmony Back Playing Cards, which are now live on Kickstarter. But before we jump into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
What up, Christian? Oh yeah, ring the bell,
Hello,
everybody.
guys.
How you doing, Christian? It's good to have you back on the show, man. How have you been?
Good to be back. I've been busy
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks like it, man.
playing cards.
Yeah, I know when you were on the live show with us, you had teased the back design for these Harmony Back Playing Cards, and I thought they were absolutely beautiful at the time, and it's so exciting to see them already launching on Kickstarter and ready to go.
Yeah, they're live now, so go check them out.
Yeah, and we'll link
Will
to
there be
that
a
down
link
below.
here?
Yeah, we will definitely link to it below for sure. So it's funny because I feel like you always really like to do the pairs of decks instead of just a standalone deck, so you can give a little bit of that color variation there. With these decks, what made you decide to go with a red and a green?
Well, I like to do two, or a pair together.
Yeah,
Right. It's much more fun to receive like two colors, I think. And also it's a bit more strategical because then you get higher rewards, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Because some people will back for two, not one.
Yeah.
But I went for the green because I feel like it's becoming sort of the classic Arcadia color. You can say,
Nice.
instead of the blue, because Arcadia is it's like harmony within nature. So I feel like green, it gets that nature feel going on.
Right.
And then red because it's red, classic.
There you go.
And there's also a third. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
There's also a third deck, which I don't have as a prototype, but it's a gaff deck.
Nice.
It's really quite cool. Yeah.
Now it's a full 52 card gaff deck, yeah?
56.
Oh.
Very nice. And
That's
so
cool.
Now the Harmony backs too are a marked deck, correct?
Yeah.
Nice. What made you decide to go for a marked back?
It's the first time I'm doing a marked deck, and I wasn't planning on doing it for this one, but then I just discovered these, like the tuning pegs. I just looked at them one time and I thought it'd be cool to have some markings there.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so it just happened.
Nice.
Now, do you play an instrument?
I play guitar, yeah.
Okay.
Ah, gotcha.
Not a harp.
I mean, the notes are the same though, right?
No idea. It's way more many strings though.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's a bit more complicated than usual marking systems, I think.
Okay.
But once you just get your head around it and practice a bit, I think will come quite quick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so what was it like for you to design the marking system? Being something that you hadn't done before, was that a little more complex than you expected?
And not really, because it just happened.
Okay.
The system was already there, I think. And I just had to find out how to connect the back to the face card.
Nice.
But I mean, it was a bit complicated, but it's more complicated to prepare the print files, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you have to do it with every back, so that took more time.
That could be confusing because you could mess up. You could mess up, but like I'm sure you have to make sure so you don't mess up that this back goes with this front. Yeah.
Just study the what do you call it? The print files a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll have to really make sure once you get a hard proof too that everything lines up the way it should.
Yeah, the hard proof.
Yeah. No, that's very cool though. And so with the marked deck, is Magic something you historically have been interested in, or is this kind of, like you said, just an opportunity you saw?
Sorry about that. I've always been into Magic, but not marking systems.
Okay.
So this is quite new to me as well. So I don't know. I just never used them in my routines.
Right.
But
how has it been adjusting to it?
Well, I think it's way more interesting now that I'm making them.
Nice.
So I'm definitely gonna buy some more cards and like get into that.
Very cool.
But yeah, I think I'll start using them.
Yeah. Are you
It's
a pro
not really-
at your mocking?
If I'm pro.
No, I'm saying,
No.
are you a pro at your mocking system yet?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd hope so. He developed it. If he can't read it, we're all in trouble.
Right, for sure.
And so
But
this this obviously is intended to really be very much a while still a collector's deck within the Arcadia kind of series, very much a magician's deck now.
Yeah, I didn't want to make a collectibles deck, really.
Yeah.
I want something that will be used. So I didn't. It's quite reasonable priced and standard-ish chords. So I hope it will be used more than it will be collected.
Nice.
Yeah, it's definitely a deck that you can use every day. It's not something that you're gonna pull out and it's gonna be flashy like a gilded deck or a metallic ink or foil deck or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, in the future, I will probably make a more limited version with foils and gilding and flash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a time for that flashiness. It's always fun to get a flashy deck, but on the other hand, it's always fun getting a deck that you can literally sit on the couch with and not worry about opening up and playing with.
Yeah, and the previous decks I've made are like flashy and collectibles. So yeah, it's about time to do something new.
Yeah, for sure.
And so what made you decide with the gaff cards that you were going to use to populate the gaff deck? What made you decide on those cards? Taking a look at them on Kickstarter, they look like a very large variation in gaffs, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, well, that's been quite difficult, I think, because there are many gaff decks with like unusable cards, like a zipper on the back or some stuff like that. But they look like they've been bought at a magic shop,
right?
And if you give someone that card, they will think like, "What's this?" I mean, obviously it's a trick card.
Yeah,
so I've tried to like choose as many cards as possible that you can't tell that they're trick cards.
Right.
And I mean, of course, I have some cards that are quite fun, but
yeah.
And I haven't decided on all of them as well. I like to get like input from backers, and I had a few good ideas that I will include.
Nice.
Like the 9 3/4 card.
Yeah.
That was a suggestion from someone.
That is too nice.
I always dig those ones, like the 13 or just random ones like that.
Yeah, and I just had a good suggestion. Sorry, because it's a music themed deck or music-ish themed. So I might do like an ace sharp, an ace flat, or
very cool. That would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
You can also do instead of pips, you could do music notes on one of them.
Yeah, right. So if anyone has any gaffs they want to see, then just send me a message.
Yeah, for all our magician viewers, feel free to comment below too with any gaff cards that you think would be cool to see. I think you've definitely got a pretty good set of gaffs kind of building out so far on the Kickstarter, but I think that's a fun opportunity for a lot of the backers to get involved in the process and really have a hand in the deck.
Yeah, and I mean, it's crowdfunding, so I like people to be a part of this.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So hey, I'm a part of it.
So it really seems like this has been a deck that kind of took you outside of your comfort zone compared to the decks you've done in the past.
Yeah, kind of, because when designing, it's quite easy to hide behind foils and stuff like that. Like just add a foil and it will look good.
Yeah.
And this time I just had to work with like just ink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm quite happy with the results. I try to make it like vintage-ish, and yeah, I'm quite happy with it.
Yeah. Now, what made you go with the sideways tuck? Because I noticed it was a different tuck than normal.
Yeah, I just wanted to stand out, basically.
Yeah.
Just be a rebel. A low-key rebel. Yeah.
A low-key rebel. That's great.
And I mean, I try to find like ways to have it open on the top and stuff like that. I just felt it was easier to just have it on the side like this. And
yeah.
when you take them out, you just flip it like that, and it's just something different, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you give us a little sneak peek of your? Well, it's not a sneak peek anymore because it's out. But can you give us a little peek of the courts and the ace of spades? Because I know you obviously design everything yourself. So
Okay, let's see. Yeah, so
Super
the courts are inspired by, or they're basically redrawn late 19th century chords
Very nice.
by a brand called Banks Brothers.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
So I kind of stole but redrew for modern, just modernized it basically.
Gotcha.
But they're, I mean, if you see the queens, they all point the same direction.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was difficult. Yeah, I mean, they're familiar. If you want to do magic with them, it's not like the audience will look at them just say, "What's that?"
You know, they
Right.
definitely fit that vintage vibe you were going for. They have that kind
Yeah.
of like old world look while still being easily recognized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was what I was going for. And then they have same pips as I use on the
Nice.
signature decks, which are
Nice.
Nice fatty.
chunky.
I like fatty pips. Yeah.
Yeah.
which are also quite vintage.
Yeah.
And then I have, let's see, Ace of Spades, which is, this being actually been, it's not like that anymore. I just clean it up for the newer
Nice.
version, so it doesn't have
Oh,
that banner and stuff. So it's just a bit cleaner,
Nice.
but it has like the back part.
Very nice. Yeah, and you can see it on the Kickstarter too, the cleaned up version. Without the banner, it focuses so much more on the
Yeah.
harp, which I think looks so nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
But then for the Jokers, I went like more illustrative to like,
Yeah.
customize it because they're Jokers.
Yeah. No,
So
for sure.
it's basically a nymph. Is that nymph? Yeah, playing a harp.
Nice. That's
So it's
awesome.
all
man.
about the harp. Yeah.
I'm always a big fan of your jokers. I like the jokers that you do in your decks.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
And
I
so
think you do a pretty good job.
Your deck will have some cool Jokers too.
well, I
We
think
will
it's really
see.
cool that a lot of obviously all of the Arcadia decks have that underlying kind of nature theme, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, in this one, again, the music is the focus, but bringing the wood nymphs in for the Jokers really ties it back into that mythological nature kind of storyline, which is so awesome. It kind of ties it in as well with the pan, what are they, the fawns or whatever on the signature
Yeah.
edition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are these
So-
guys right there?
Yeah.
Come on.
Which I think is
There we go.
Yeah.
yeah, I love that little consistency across all of the Arcadia decks.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
something
even
I-
think about that.
Yeah, it's something I'm trying to focus more on.
Yeah.
Because the first two decks, the Peacock one and the Conjurer deck, they're a bit more random.
Yeah.
But then I'm trying to like get into the Arcadia vibe and have something consistent.
Yeah.
And you can see the logo, which is quite new, which is the harp, basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to always go back to the name Arcadia.
Right.
Which I think is exciting, especially to see the brand kind of develop throughout the decks. And I think that's something that anyone who's a backer hopefully has realized the evolution of the brand throughout the decks and can kind of take joy in being a part of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, and I appreciate everyone's support.
Yeah, no, and I think
for
anyone
this
who
one
hasn't
and
Okay.
previous projects. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think anyone who hasn't checked out the campaign yet definitely needs to go check it out. I think it's even if you're not a magician, this is an amazing everyday carry deck. It's also just a beautiful deck all around. I definitely think there's a place for this in a collector's collection as well, just due to the kind of vintage vibe to it. I think you really did a phenomenal job bringing that old world feel to it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, anyone...
yeah.
Yeah, Christian, go ahead. Anything else you want to say to any of the potential backers out there?
Well, just spread the word. We need as many as people as possible to back this.
Yeah.
And I mean, the more funds we raise, the cooler this project will be and future ones, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, without a doubt.
And I started making new decks as well. So
You
once
are
this
quick.
is fulfilled, then we'll go on the next one. So
Nice.
yeah,
Well,
it's be a part of the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely think for anyone out there who has an interest in Magic beyond just the collecting side of it, this is definitely a fun campaign to get in on. It's going to be an everyday carry, but at the same time, that marking system is just so clever. And then to see this idea of the 56-card gaff deck to be a part of that development there, it's an opportunity you don't see very frequently within a lot of Kickstarters. So
Yeah.
anyone who's checking this out and is on the fence, I would highly encourage you to jump on this campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, which one is your favorite, the red or the green? Which one's your go-to color?
Ooh, good question. I mean, the colors on the prototypes are not the exact color.
Right.
So the green is a bit dark, so it will be a bit improved on the final version.
Nice.
Mm.
So I think the green one, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't decide, to be honest. I think the green.
Nice.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, from the renders and everything, it looks like a very unique color green, lighter than the back design on the signature edition, but still very much a natural looking bright green, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to take the opportunity to do some advertising for these as well.
Yeah, for
just-
sure.
I mean, I just received them like this week.
Nice.
I think I was the last one to receive the decks.
You were probably.
Yeah. So they're on the
I
website
got mine
now.
right here.
Yeah.
Did
I
you know
don't have the
that?
gilded ones.
There you go. You know, they're absolutely beautiful looking decks too, and the foil that was done on those looks beautiful. But I definitely think for anyone who is not familiar with Arcadia Playing Cards, both the signature edition and these Harmony backs are great to check out as you kind of get more familiar with the brand. And I think that kind of mythical underlying feel of the idea of Arcadia as a part of the brand is really just such a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks everyone for checking out this episode of Decking Around the Plug. Again, Christian, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about this campaign. For anyone who has not
you.
checked out the campaign yet, the link will be in the description below as well as the comments. Make sure to go check out the Harmony back playing cards. The campaign will be wrapping up on, let me see here. It will be wrapping
7.
up. There you go, December 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to go back this deck before you miss out.
Yeah, let's go get it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
for
much.
having me. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's our pleasure. And thank you everyone for checking out this episode.
Peace.
Right.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace.